We're starting from where we left off, basically homework 7, part A7. Yeah. Um. Now the next homework problem is a little funky. Basically saying it's the same shitty problem, but just differently worded. I say shitty because let's be honest, no one really wants to do. I mean, a lot of people wants to do this, but it's not fun if you're not doing something new that no one has discovered. So it's just like repeating what other people has done. So it's not really that fun. Just doing is the right word to say about this. Not really offensive, it's just the truth. We already know what this is, right? So, this is a little painful because there's a lot of W's in here, but that's doable. The Z's, on the other hand, is still not painful. 2WZ, yeah, that's doable. Let me do this in a long format so we can actually see what I'm doing. And let's see how the answer, how I should plug in the answer. So as for a fractal notation, so I will be stopping at a point so I don't give away the answer, because I don't really like giving away the answer. So I think what I should do is negative here. Which one looks harder, top or bottom? I think the bottom looks harder, but I will do the top, which is 2WZ, okay? And this is plus 8y. The reason is we're doing a partial derivative of this f z really means of z. And then if we multiply this one, we're doing a reverse multiplication of this, right? Which kind of doesn't make any sense, but and you can't cross this out. You really cannot. So it's like a pseudo crossing, but it's a negative version of that. So it's not really how that really works. Um, I don't really want to describe more of that because it's way more painful than what I have shown. My way of doing is pseudo crossing, which is a fake form of crossing out numbers. Why I do that is because if we do something like this, let's just say t multiplied by dt by df, that does not equal df. This does not equal that because if I have another variable, because partial derivative is weird, you need to consider all positions of the um, vector. So you need to add this part and the next part and so on. Therefore, you can, if you really cross these out, it doesn't make sense because you can have 2 cross w divided by f. So it's pseudo crossing, I call it, because it's not really crossing. It's just there for understanding purposes to call it crossing. I wouldn't recommend. Later on, you'll probably learn some kind of matrix way of doing it and the reason for it. But for now, pseudo crossing is what we're calling it because it's just easier to describe it as pseudo crossing than actually describing it in real worlds. So the bottom is just doing the same thing, but I'm not gonna finish this one because it would be giving too much of the answer, and I would be just telling you the answer at that point. So let me try to actually plug this into my online homework and see if I get it right. If I get it wrong, then we have a problem. No, no. 3, and then what's this stuff? So it's like plus s6 y plus z square root of 2. Um, yeah, should the answer should be right? Yes. I will not be finishing that and just say if you get the FW and so on, I'm gonna say this thing and then just say on forward equals the A and S. I got it right. I'm not going to tell you how I got more than that because that would be just giving you the answer at that point. I think the last part showed you how to do it more clearly with different formats. So I don't feel bad for doing that. So I'll be doing that a lot with these questions. Next is w squared plus x squared plus 1 divided by w squared plus y squared. So this is we have a point this time, which means I can actually show you the full step probably. But I don't really want you to just plug in, so we're gonna have to deal with that later. Which negative fy and then f w. So it's the painful equation here. This equals 1 also. Well, that's a very painful question. I don't know who thought of that. But they're evil in some ways. They seem evil. So, the first thought I had was doing -1, seeing how that turns out. But that's not gonna work. Is it? Is it gonna work? For a second to do it, it's not an integral. Sorry, that's wrong. Do this real quick. Yeah, I think it'll work actually. You're right, it works. I'm just being a dumbass. Negative w squared plus y squared by -2 should be what we get for the top, right? So if I were to write that out, negative uh, -1, and then we'll have y squared plus y squared by -2. So what really happens? Well, by +2, sorry, because you have inversed it. Um, now that we are doing it this way, actually, it's better to show you this way then. I am going to inverse the second one by the divisional cofactor. By divisional, what the hell am I talking about? The technical was called flipping the multiplication to the. I don't know what I'm calling it. What the hell am I saying? X has w squared and these two. Not cofactor. What do they call it? I don't know. Flip. When you learn in elementary school how to reverse the division to a multiplication. That's what I'm going to do right now. That's what I was trying to say, but my brain is just stupid. So, I did it wrong. This needs actually 2y because this is multiplied by 2y the inside over here because of that. So that in that case, 2w's need to be here. And we might need a new parentheses here too. Which is w squared plus x squared parentheses 2. Then we'll erase that portion over here. And then we'll just do a 2w. I'm doing this in my head, so it might be wrong. Oh wait, I'm doing this wrong. Definitely wrong. I just said I'm going to reverse it. I didn't reverse it. I'm such a noob. I just said what I was going to do and I didn't do it. Oh, sad. So it's going to be 2w squared plus y squared by squared. And then we're going to have the bottom as 2, 4. And why is this a negative? Yeah, right, it's negative. And then we'll erase this portion over here. And then we'll just do w, which these should cancel out, leaving you with y over w. Question, that seems so wrong. I think I did something very wrong, but that's the answer then. Yeah, something's wrong. I don't think it's right. Yeah, I did something wrong. Let me do this again and time strip properly. So, where I think I went wrong was probably over here. Should have done it way closer. W squared plus y squared. Oh, I'm the dumbest. That's dumb. I did something dumb. This is supposed to be w squared plus, get rid of that. we're going to redo this whole thing. So this part is right. W squared plus y squared squared. But this part is wrong. When I multiply this by the inverse of it, I would have needed the w squared plus x squared negative 1, and then y squared plus y squared negative 1, right? And then we need 2w out, which this part was right, because 2w out was a negative, which is then negative 2. Which also means that we need the w squared plus x squared by the second. Then we need to plus that. Well, I just thought something. That's why I leave it like that. I remember I did the inverse of this, so might not be possible for me to do add these together because I just did the inverse of it. Technically speaking, that is not allowed, if I remember correctly, because you did the inverse of the sum property of that change. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. That's the proper equation. I understand why this problem sucks now. Let me double check that I'm right and I'm not crazy. I'm pretty sure I'm right, Olin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right. It is y square root of w squared plus x squared by the power of 2. That w squared plus y squared equals 2 squared and then negative 2y. 2w, sorry. Whatever, I don't care. Let's just try this. And then w squared plus x squared by square. And this is why it gets confusing. Over here, I can change it to positive, and then this is where we get the drain. Okay, that's the most complicated one. Over here, we have the cancellation of that because of that. So it's just positive 2y divided by 2w. So I want to cancel out all these. This is also a plus now. So now we have 1, 1, 1 as our point, and that means we did a lot of things wrong. Fortunately, it was an easy fix. Or I did something wrong. You probably got it all right, didn't you? You're so proud of yourself, aren't you? Which is good. Not bad at all. 2? Is it 2 really? This problem you really cannot show more work than not. So I mean, show the steps. I mean, what are you going to show from bullshit and that? What I mean by that is I can't. How am I going to show another step? Not show the answer with this. Yeah, I still got it wrong. This is the process of how you do your homework. Keep on figuring out what you got wrong and keep on redoing it. This should be a simple problem, although I will admit I might be the dumb one here. Because this is such a simple problem. Oh, is it negative? Is it positive too? Oh, I just made a proof. I wrote negative 2 for some reason. See if that's correct. No, it's still wrong. No. Am I reading this question wrong? No, that's right. I don't understand why I'm beginning it wrong. I refuse to deal with it all now. So where am I getting wrong here? Now let's look at the basic shit. Let's look at this portion here. And now that we have really confused ourselves, let's go to what the question was asked. Negative dy. You have a negative here, first of all, no matter what we do. And we have this derivative, which equals that, right? Let's just shift it into here like this. This is when you get desperate and you don't know what the shit you did wrong. You want to just keep it in this form and just plug it into a calculator. There. Oh shit, I figured it. No, I did not. I did. And then the actual fractions of these two. Yep, this is how you actually do it. W to W. I would put the negative sign there. W squared plus Y squared squared. Sorry, one of them is X. It won't matter. They're all the same. But yeah. X equal 1, Y equal 1, Z equal 1. So let's just figure this out. Wait a second. This equals 4, right? 2 or 1, 4, 4, 1 half minus 1 half equals 1. The only thing that matters is this one. So that is 2. This is square root of 2, which is 4. And then 2. Wait a second, this is confused. What's going on? So in the end, we can plus these two out, which gives you 1. Because you're plusing it to here. Is it half? It's negative a half. Is it negative a half? Oh, that'd be funny for this. I'm not gonna say yes to that. Yep, it's a negative a half. And that's what you get desperate for. When you get desperate, you really just have to write it like this and try to figure out the answer by plugging everything in. That's the most painful kind of question. Like, imagine doing that. It's going to go so badly that you have to do it like this and show the answers too. Yeah, that's like depression level stuff, though, right? No, I'm just joking. It never will cause depression, right? No, it probably won't. What's going on with the double step all? I asked for one tap. Why is it doing two? Here it is. So here's the problem that we didn't finish last. There's actually two problems that we didn't finish. One because it's a pain in the program's being pain in the ass. The other one because it's just a pain in the ass question. After doing this question, we will be going to another section of something. Basically another homework set. Because why not? It's still a pain in the ass to do. You know what it's asking for, right? Either way, the y does not equal the y here. It's actually y1, y2. You get it, right? So basically, x does not equal x1. So, yeah, painful question. Indeed, it's a very painful question. No one wants to do it. Especially on a piece of Jamboard. I don't think anyone really wants to do this problem. Um, what did it ask for in the actual homework problem? What did it ask for? It asked for give your answer in two decimal places. Great, 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 great. You asked for two decimal. Alright. Get your grab your calculator. Start plugging this shit. That's what you're asking for. Let's do this. Actually, write this better because it's going to take a while to solve. And I'd rather have a neat board than a messy one because of how long this will be. That's why I said to do this later, because I wrote it messy. And such a problem doesn't deserve messiness because it will kill you. I don't condone or moderate that statement because I don't really follow it either. But for this case in particular, I think it's more logical for me to rewrite it and say I refuse the deal. Should I like this over here, please? Because it's easier for me to go back and forth. And then we have t equal x squared y, and then 9 minus c. Obviously, you know what this is. I'm just gonna abbreviate it. I don't know. Anything special. Really, I'm just putting a random digits in there. That gonna be painful question. So we're gonna rewrite this shit. And it's dt1 by dx multiplied by dx by dt plus dt1 dy multiplied by dy dt plus again d this again t1 dz multiplied by dz divided by dt. Okay, we have parentheses there. Minus by d2 divided by dx multiplied by dx divided by dt plus dt2 divided by dy multiplied by dy divided by dt plus by dt 2 dz multiplied by dz divided by dt. Cancer problem here. This is a cancer. Such a very toxic problem indeed. So let's get our dt dx general solution out of the way without this, so it's going to be a general one. So what is the general one? We're going to start with 2xy by the 9 minus c. Simple, right? General t by dy equals 2x 9 minus c. General, simple, right? I forgot the square. Yeah, square. Oh, wrong. I need the something was suspicious about it. Squared d, okay, by gc equals pain in the ass. Yes, x squared and y, negative version. So we'll put a negative here. Now we'll go with the hardball solutions. So we'll go with t1 first with dx, which indicates that we go over here. Because did we even solve for the derivative? Yeah, we did, but we just didn't. So that's going to be parentheses sine t, and then yt, and then parentheses 9 minus xt. Okay, dt1 divided by dy equal minus square t, parentheses, I refuse, 9 minus square 2. But then over here, again, we do this, which I refuse to deal. So it's negative. And what is this? X. So sine square t. I don't agree, so calm down. And then parentheses by t. And now you have all your answers. You have all your golden flutes done. I refuse. So, why I say I refuse is because it's just a pain in the ass question. Because now you need to multiply that by the derivative, which and then we have to plug into back into this long equation. This make it a different color and highlight it. This, oh god, that's painfully bad. What the hell is wrong with this system? I need to find a better system to do this shit. Yeah, if you know a better system for this, I will totally be on board with it. I know I think Jamboard is the freest one, so and it has to be free. That's the key over there. Very cancerous. I don't even know what the one. Oh, it's t equal 3, right? Yeah, we're solving for t equal 3. So, um, actually, here's a neat trick. We are solving for t equal 3, right? So we can start plugging things in. And notice that this, I just noticed this might not be a toxic question if this happens. Yeah, that's actually not a toxic question. Huh. I was wrong. Me complaining and not solving the question was toxic. So that means a general solution of each and no, actually I'm wrong because that's true for DT1, but that may not be true for D2. We don't know yet. We can't determine that without plugging in first. So yes, these two are out of the way, although, but this one is our key here. And then now we need to do DT2 and hope is the same thing, where we can cross out a bunch of shenanigans and get rid of something. But looks like not, because Z there is different. It's square root of 3, which means that is actually going to be the pain in the ass. Yeah. I refuse to deal, so calm down. So, yeah, that's going to be the pain in the ass, actually. So, no, I refuse. So, cosine t. No way. 1 minus t. Okay. Oh. T3. Okay. Alright. So it's already being a painful question here. No. And then how much time do I have left? Let's see. Oh shit, I can't go on. We're gonna stop